YouTube. Welcome to my channel. My name is Anna, your online therapist. Such a pleasure to be back, you guys. Thank you so much for all the loves and the feedback. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. To share this video with anyone you think might need it, friends, families, loved ones, someone you think might be in trouble, just to get a heads up, to have an understanding of mental illnesses. So I'm going to be continuing from my last video on mental illnesses. So today I'm going to be talking about two popular mental illnesses. There's schizophrenia and then there's bipolar disorder, okay? Schizophrenia is considered the disease of the brain, which alters your perception of reality, okay? With schizophrenia, you have people imagining, there's hallucination in schizophrenia. So they imagine someone's against them, someone wants to hurt them, or someone they love. So you want to get as much as they're hallucinating or they're imagining things that aren't there. To them, it's real. It's really, really real, and one has to take these symptoms seriously. Okay, to ensure that there's understanding, there's help. Most importantly, someone who understands when they're having an episode, to calm them down, tell them where they are, let them know there's no aliens, there's no bear, there's no lion, no tigers. These more like primordial instincts that are kicked in high force, to help them understand that no, we're not back in our ancestors' days, there's nothing chasing us. And the record shows that schizophrenia often affects men between the ages of 16 to 19 years. That's when it starts to show up. And women from the ages of 19 years and above. This, one would say, okay, is that late or early? Well, if you look at children, they develop through imagination, curiosity, and having these, a good imagination is good for one who desires to have vision, to be creative. So when it comes to kids, we don't, it's not easy, and therefore it's usually not advised to diagnose kids as having schizophrenia, because although there are kids who suffer schizophrenia, and it can be very, very dangerous, because with kids, they could be of harm to themselves and of children in the playground when they start to enact these violent in their heads. So you want to pay attention. It's kind of an ongoing conversation when it comes to kids. With adults, it's pretty much onset from there on, and medication, therapy, and long-term care, it will be needed. Okay. There's delusion, there's hallucination. If the person is violent while they were young, they will be violent, and usually it's directed at family members. So they have delusions and hallucinations, and these are oftentimes very negative towards themselves, their voices, and one of their coping mechanisms could actually be laughing. And for you, it could be what's there to laugh about, but they could actually be coping with a very negative self-defeatist thought or mindset or hallucination. Probably the voices in their head telling them you're not worth it, you're ugly, and they just laugh it off instead of going into stronger depression. Because remember, our brains are built for survival. So such as grief, rather than someone grieving at losing a loved one, they might just be in shock. That is just the brain's way of holding off the catastrophic effect of processing that grief at that point in time. So oftentimes they would put up reactions to help them cope better than to deal with the reality of whatever they are experiencing. Now, when it comes to the second one, which is bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder, schizophrenia is a psychotic disorder, and bipolar disorder is a mood disorder. also considered a manic disorder. Okay, now with bipolar disorder, you have to understand that bipolar is two sides of a pole, high and low. High in terms of mania, um, grandiose, over excitement, flight of ideas, really 80% dangerous, risky, high risk, because they're just feeling this energy, let's do it. There's a heightened sense of tolerance for risk. So there's mania, which is high energy, and depression, which is low energy. So they go between both. Sometimes they're high and up there and ready to take on the world. And then on the other end, they're like, they can't get out of bed, they don't see any purpose to living. These mood swings, if I should permit me to call them mood swings, between really up there and really down there. There's no balance of emotion with bipolar disorder. It's usually they're up, high in there, with in the sky, imagining greatest things, or they're really down there in the gutters and can't even put on their shoes. So when it comes to these lows and highs, they could do very inappropriate things, spend all their money, gamble their money away, imagining their jump from a roof, things, they're just so up there, so high, so energetic, and their speeches are often rapid, they make rapid speeches, they're hyper sensual. Oftentimes they may come across as inappropriate, and of course there's decreased need for sleep. They're hyperactive, they're not interested. They could go, if they were high functioning, they would members of society such as CEO or producer, they can do 36 hours of work, no sleeping. They have a decreased need for sleep. On the other end, where there's decreased interest in pleasure, there are negative views about the world, someone is responsible for something, and so on. There's fatigue, decreased appetite, insomnia, because they're tired, but they can't sleep, they can't seem to shut off these electric impulses, as it were. There's suicidal perception, low ideation. They are easily agitated, feeling hopeless and helpless, irritable, and mood dysphoric. Right? So all in all, when it comes to mental illnesses, these people can function. It's just that they have what we call episodes, and episodes are like an outburst or reaction or response. An episode is a brief period of activity where they display symptoms or signs of the illness. So oftentimes the best treatment, medication and therapy, quite frankly, discuss trauma, root causes, coping skills, manage emotions, and help them understand what is going on, so that as much as they have little control over these episodes, they can I wouldn't say self-isolate as much as I would say self-regulate. That means ensure that they're taking their medications to dumb down or reduce the loudness of the voices to tell them not to take their medications, or to jump off a bridge or jump up at the top of a building. Because when they have these episodes, usually manic episodes are very dangerous, and just as dangerous as depressive episodes. Because manic episodes is they want to go out there and do something dangerous and whatnot. Manic episodes is they don't want to do anything, and if this feeling is overwhelming, they just want to end it. So that's why they have that suicide perception or ideation. And speaking of suicide ideation, I was part of a panel that talked about teen suicide. So guys, I'm going to be posting that video later on. Be on the lookout for it. I hope you enjoy it, and reach out to loved ones who have suicidal ideation or suicidal thoughts. There's always help. That's the sad thing about suicide is the people who go through with it often believe that there's no other way to get help except to end their life. So please look out for signs such as withdrawal. Look out for signs such as giving away things, talking about death, imagining there's no need for them, that there's no purpose to their existence, there's no purpose to human existence. General signs of giving up on the world. All right, so guys, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye.